Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the Cultural Breakdown. So I stumbled across this article from Bounded into Comics, and I don't really watch these variety actors on actors, but this was actually caught my eye. Ellie Fanning and Jenna Ortega reject Hollywood's stereotypical badass and strong female characters. So, I mean, this got my attention because I really am kind of tired of how these movies are. And recently, this actually came out I don't know, a couple months ago. Even Emily Blunt said that whenever she sees that in the scripts, like where it says like, "Oh, this is a," it describes the character as a strong female character, she just kind of rolls her eyes at it, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. But this is what they said. Here's a quote from Ellie Fanning, who kind of initiated this discussion. I don't know if you feel like this, but like when reading scripts, like they love describing women as like badasses, strong, and they're always coming into a room and they know everything. And it's like, oh, that's a strong woman. It's like, I don't want to watch that. I'm not like that. Yeah, no one's like that. Everyone has struggles or whatever. She kind of continues on to say she likes to play more complicated characters and things like that. To which Ortega responds, also, when you're not watching a project, you want to feel like the characters are representatives, that they're seeing of yourself on screen are relatable or attainable. It's like, yeah, because when you have a character that's too perfect, they're not relatable or attainable. It just feels like, I don't know, it's almost like a superhero or something like that, where it it doesn't, they don't feel human. It's just a 2D character. What makes people grounded, at least characters on screen grounded, is when they're flawed. They have to have some flaws. It doesn't even have to be great flaws. It doesn't even necessarily have to be ones that you personally have, but everyone has some type of flaw, even if you're great at everything else. And you need to have that come across on screen, because just imagine Superman without kryptonite. Then it's like, well, he's just perfect at everything and there's nothing can stop him. That's boring. So since he's so powerful, you have to have something like that that just cripples him. So there's some flaw there. And if you don't have that, which they unfortunately kind of getting away with that in modern movies, especially when it comes to female characters. Disney Star Wars is a good example with Rey. She was just too flawed. And the term Mary Sue gets thrown around a lot, and I think it does describe her. Not to say that it's specific to women. There's still the Gary Stew with men, where if you have a male character who's just perfect, that's one thing. But what's more insidious about things like that are coming out in recent years is when you try to denigrate one sex, like men, to try to prop up women. It's like, okay, you don't need to do that. You're not propping someone else up if you have to knock someone else down. You need to, if you have someone who's good, and you want to make someone better, don't nerf the one who's good. You just come up with better writing to make them better while still flawed and relatable. And that's just not it. Usually, if you're going to like an action movie or something like that, you don't want to have the character who can just go through and they can just take bullets and nothing happens to them. You need to have something, you need to show that they're human, and then you need to give them a motivation that people can relate to and understand, and you need to give them that drive, and that's what makes things entertaining. And I can see why they don't like those type of movies, when they're just saying like, oh, they're just perfect at everything. This is where Ortega kind of goes on to talk about that. Oh, let me highlight this. And when you're constantly walking and there's cars blowing up in the background and things like that, it's cool and it's awesome. It looks beautiful, but I don't know anything about her, so it's hard to develop some sort of admiration or connection with women when they're written very two-dimensional and don't really give you enough. Agreed. You need to have something like that, like I kind of what I was saying. I mean, it's perfect, but it just goes to show Hollywood has been trying to push this thing about the strong female character for so long, and it's to the point now where even actresses are kind of like, okay, enough. We don't like this. This isn't what we want to do. Give us a complicated character, competent, yet you can be competent or whatever, but complicated and with flaws and everything. Give them something to actually do with the character as opposed to just being perfect. Everyone sees this. Movies are losing money in the box office because of that. Look at the Star Wars movie. You have episode 7, which did good. Then people saw that. Then it's like, then you had the next one, then the next one. It's diminishing returns because people are tired of this. Audiences do not want to see the perfect character or whatever. They want to see a complicated character. It's just called good writing, and no wonder writers can't figure this out now, and that's why they're losing their work and why they're on strike now because they're losing work because no one likes what they have to do. At least that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to like and share the video and to subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you.